Yo, what's up my people, Fourth Prince here, and yes, my Gears of War wish list, I've finally done it. I wasn't going to do it, and I was going to do it, and wasn't, but I kind of feel that it's one of them things, it's either speak now or forever hold your peace. I don't want Black Tusk to think I'm getting at them or telling them what to do. I'm not a game developer, never have been, never will be. Most of the things with that stuff and coding and all this other computery stuff, I wouldn't have a clue about, so I just wish Black Tusk all the best. Now I've broke this video into two sections, which is basically the needs to be in Gears of War 4. That's right, that's what I'm calling it now. That's it. Gears of War 4. Fourth Prince, Gears of War 4 works perfectly. But these things are the things that need to be in there. They need to. If these things aren't right in Gears of War 4, then I do feel that, I hate to say it, the game is set to fail. So the first thing is the Nasher shotgun. In Gears of War Judgment, there is a benefit of the doubt thing when you're at a certain distance when you're fighting someone with the Nasher shotgun. And as you can see on the back of the screen, that the reticle a lot of the time doesn't have to be on someone to make them explode, which it shouldn't be there. All that needs to happen with the Nasher shotgun in the next game is to work. If it's hitting someone, then it hits them. If it doesn't hit someone, it doesn't hit them. No auto aim or benefit of the doubt or anything like that. There's no place for it in Gears of War, so that's the first need that needs to happen. Next one is Locust characters. I think Locust characters are hugely important in the Gears of War franchise. I'm sure, also as well, I'm sure a lot of these things, Black Tusk, I'm not getting at you, I'm sure you've got all these boxes ticked already, but I'm just making sure as well. So yeah, Locust characters need to be in the multiplayer for Gears of War. I know a lot of people were happy to see Locust characters go away, and a lot of people want to see man-on-man action, excuse the pun. But I think we've got games like that, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all these other things. The thing that makes Gears of War a lot different is the Locust characters, and they need to be in the multiplayer of the next Gears of War game. Next thing as well is less playlists. Obviously in Gears of War Judgment we had the DLC playlist, the VIP playlist, and plus you've got ranked, quick match for every single different game type. Just too many, far too many. I don't know how you can narrow them down and still keep a whole community happy with different game types, but that's definitely something that needs to be worked on, and less game types just has to happen in Gears of War 4. Also as well, what has to happen is Horde. I know tons of people missed Horde, me as well, me included in the last game. I feel there's lots of people that just play Gears of War, not for so much for the campaign, not so much to play with other people on multiplayer, but just to play Horde. Horde is hugely important in the next Gears of War game, and do hope that makes a return. It needs to make a return. Like I said, this is my needs list, and that needs to happen. The two-piece needs to be sorted out. I do understand why it worked the way it worked in Gears of War Judgment, because of free-for-all and people having pistol loadouts and just assault rifle loadouts, and it was a way of making people being able to handle themselves up close and personal against someone with a Nasher shotgun. But it needs to not happen in the next game. The two-piece just needs to be Gears of War 3-esque. That's all it needs to be. It needs to happen. No one wants to get killed by melee, and it was probably one of the early things that nearly took me off Judgment at one stage until it was fixed a bit, but still not perfect. But yeah, the two-piece needs to be something that needs to be worked on, so I hope that gets sorted. Down but not out. Down but not out needs to be in Gears of War 4. It's something that I don't actually enjoy as a player, but I do understand the competitive community need it so much as well because of execution and things like that, and it is something that brings something quite amazing to the game. So down but not out needs to be in, so the competitive community can get on with their thing, because that's something I'm hugely looking forward to in the next Gears game, is a huge competitive community, and I just hope so much that down but not out and execution is still in the game for all the guys that do competitive. So these are the things that I wish to have in Gears of War Judgment. I wish I could have in Gears of War Judgment. They may be pay in the sky, but I don't think they're the neediest and most importantest things in the world, but I'd love them to be there, and if they could be there, I do think it would help the game in the long run. So first one, I'm going to go with the loadouts. Obviously we had problems in Gears of War Judgment spawning with a pistol and a Nasher, or a pistol and a assault rifle of whatever kind was not a good idea, was an awful idea, terrible, and kind of was maybe one of the main reasons why Judgment couldn't get off the ground, because of that loadout system, and it took so long to change it back to a kind of classic loadout. But I do like the way the loadout works at the moment on TDM in Gears of War Judgment, that you've got your shotgun, and assault rifle. I kind of really like that, but I also understand that the competitive community are gonna want to have a snub pistol on their loadouts as well. I never use the snub pistol. I should use it more, but I don't. But I understand that the competitive community use that gun a hell of a lot because I watch a lot of competitive. So I hope that the loadouts, you can have a good choice between it. But obviously with the loadouts as well, I think it comes down to controls because they kind of fit next to each other. And the new Judgment controls, I love. I absolutely adore. I think they're excellent, but obviously yet again the community doesn't really agree with me, or the whole community doesn't agree with me. I think it was a good thing that we got rid of the D-pad personally, but I would like to have the choice in the options of the old control scheme and the new control scheme, or as many choices as possible you can put in Gears of War 4. It's not gonna hurt the game at all. The more the better on the control schemes and choices. You know, if you've got 4 or 5 different things in there, that would be absolutely amazing. And obviously don't forget alternate. We can't get rid of default and alternate needs to be in there as well. The next thing as well is maps. Another thing that I'm kind of stuck on, not so big maps. I know everyone really loves the Gears of War 3 / Gears of War 2 kind of maps where it's kind of identical on each side, if you know what I mean. I hope that them maps can come back into the game, but I also feel that the more spawning spots you can put in is amazing, just so we can stop spawn trapping. That's one of the problems I do feel with Gears of War 3, that spawn trapping was a huge issue. And yeah, just not as big. I feel maps like Museum, Gondola and things like that on Judgment were just huge. A lot of the maps on Judgment were really, really huge and too big, but it's just getting that fine balance. But I'm not a game developer, so really good luck with that one, because I know that's a problem. Also verticality, I really did like verticality in Judgment. I like the fact you could jump down and it wasn't so easy to get people pinned in places, but I also could see why it was quite an annoyance from other players. So I was thinking about if you are designing maps that you can use verticality, but like I'm thinking Thrashball, so where you spawn or where you get the weapon for mortar, and then you've got that bit where mortar is, and the sides that run up along that whole side what take you back to spawn. If you could jump over there, that would be amazing. That's my idea, but I do want to keep the verticality. And also with verticality, it brings me on to the mantle kick. The mantle kick is something I love. It is just absolutely amazing and wicked, but it doesn't work all the time. It does have problems. I think it's more latency than anything else, but if you can make sure that is just spot on the mantle kick, would be awesome. But I do want to see it there as well. Obviously as well also is fully customizable private lobbies. The more things you can put in there that people can customize is just epic and amazing. So I know the competitive community can use that and could deal with that so much more. So you can turn off nade tags or things like that. I'm just making things up because I don't want nade tags in the game, but you can turn off and turn on as many things as possible. Turn off mantle kicks, turn off this, turn off that. The more things you've got in them customizable private lobbies, the better, I think, and that's only going to make the competitive community strive and go forward. Also as well, another one is weapons. I like a lot of the Gal J new weapons, the Booska, the Marksman and the Breach Shot, and would like to see them stay in the game. And also hope you guys can bring out some new crazy weapons as well, but I do feel any new weapons you do bring out are going to have to be tested to the up-team degree, is really important as well. Also Breakthrough. I feel that Breakthrough, the game type on Gears of War Judgment, is absolutely amazing. It's the best capture the flag game type I've ever played on any game. I love the fact that the sport, when someone drops the flag, it's not going to just fly off back to the start of the where it spawned, and it stays there. I feel the different battles that you can have at different parts of any map at any time, it's just absolutely awesome. I kind of feel that really. I know a lot of people maybe don't like Breakthrough, but I'm in the 700s. I'm in the top 1,000 for Breakthrough in the whole world. So I'd say if I'm on a leaderboard for something, there's a problem somewhere and no one's played it. So I do feel that don't drop Breakthrough. Definitely bring that into Gears of War 4. I kind of feel that enough people haven't played it, and I feel it's a brilliant game type. Anyone who comes on knows what they've got to do, and it is that single objective game type. People might not like it. It might not be a bomb or a grenade or whatever. That is what it is. I love Breakthrough. I'm on the leaderboards for it, so I don't want everyone saying that everyone's played it tons and tons and tons, because you guys ain't. I'm on the leaderboard, man. And that's a terrible thing to say. But yeah, breakthrough, awesome. I do want to see that in the next game so much. Also, King of the Hill as well. I feel King of the Hill needs to be there. If there was them objective game types in the next Gears of War game, breakthrough, King of the Hill are the ones that have got to be in there. And then when I say King of the Hill as well, I want to say, for myself, more Gears of War 3 King of the Hill. I don't know if people should have to be in the hill to keep it spawned. I don't know, up to you. I'm not going to moan about it either way. As long as King of the Hill and Breakthrough are in the next game, damn, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. And then obviously non-lethal grenades. When you spawn in, I don't want you to spawn with lethal grenades. No grenade tagging, no stopping power, and still, like Judgment, no active reloads. Just don't want to see active reloads, really. There's no need for it. I don't think it's 100% fair. If someone's hit there and then you haven't got one, you're going to lose, and that's not because they're better, it's just because they got an active reload. Re-ups and leveling up. I kind of feel that re-ups in Gears of War 3 were put in because they, when the game came out, they didn't know how quick people were going to get the full level. So they brought up the re-up system, so basically you could keep leveling up and it give you an option to level up. But also with that, the colours and the stuff that you actually get when you're full level in Gears of War 3 and Gears of War Judgment, the colours you get from being actual lowest level, full level, if you know what I mean, the colours, like the first medal you get and the last medal you get, when you're in a lobby, it's quite difficult to see who is like top level and not top level. And the same with Gears of War Judgment. I feel that leveling up on that, or the colour, or the actual symbol you get every time, it's just confusing. I don't think it needs to be there. I kind of preferred the more Gears of War 2-esque thing, where the first time I got on Gears of War 2 and looked at that, the wings, you know, for being level 100, excuse me, the wings for being level 100, first time I saw that, I was like, what's that mean? I was like, what does that mean? What is that? And something like that, or just counting through the digits, because you can go up to 1,000 or 2,000, the more the better. But if someone is like 4,562, and I've been playing for ages and I'm only 200, everyone's going to understand that. Well, I feel like on Gears of War Judgment, definitely, when you get into there, I don't know how hard a level everyone is, and I've done most of them, so that's one. Also as well, Member of the Old Guard medal. I do hope this medal comes back. I want there to be a medal for getting full level in every single Gears of War game. So that's Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3 and Gears of War Judgment. I don't know, call it something amazingly zany and make it all gold plated and shiny. That's a medal I want, and maybe there might be a few people who come back on Judgment to get their full level up to get that medal. That's definitely, the medal's got to be there. Please, Black Tusk, please put that medal in. Overrun obviously is another thing as well. I'd love to see Overrun in the next Gears of War game, but I don't want to see it take away from the multiplayer experience, such as you having to take away maps to cater for Overrun in the next Gears game. I kind of feel that that's something that really did happen a lot in Judgment, and Judgment suffered for it. Multiplayer's always first, but I would love to see Overrun in the future. Maybe a separate entity of just Overrun on its own as a game type on its own, like free to play or something like that. I know other people have talked about that, but hopefully something like that can happen in the future. But like I say, don't let it take away from the multiplayer. Yeah, some people as well I'd love to see working at Black Tusk. Obviously you got Rod Ferguson over there. I was so happy when Rod Ferguson went over there to Black Tusk Studios and know that he'd be producing the next game for us. That was amazing. That was amazing news. Obviously there's Rod Ferguson streams coming as well, I think on the 15th of May, so I can't wait for them. I've been missing them since Gears of War 3, talking with Rod Ferguson, so that's going to be awesome. But the other people I'd like to work over, I'm only going to just put a few names in there, like Quinn DeHoyo, he's a multiplayer designer over at 343 at the moment. Peter Nubley, he's still over at Epic Games, I think, and he's a multiplayer designer. Them guys are just legends and just awesome, and love to see them working on future Gears games. Jim Brown as well, he's a map designer, and he's responsible for loads and loads of maps we have in the Gears of War franchise in the past, so it'd be good to see more maps from him. Chris Penner as well, I think it's Penner, don't quote me if I mispronounced his name, but he's an art director and he's the man who designed a lot of the Locust characters, so if we wanted to see some new crazy Locusts in the next game, that would be the man to do it. And also as well, my big one would be Captain Barbossa. I'd love to see him working at Black Tusk. I just think that could bring so much for the competitive community. And if you guys don't know, Captain Barbossa is the man behind Hypefestation, so he's been holding down competitive for a long time, knows what's going on, knows everyone in the community, knows what people like, what people don't like, and he does. Everyone, you know, everyone looks up to Captain Barbossa in Gears of War competitive, so him on board at Black Tusk, man, that would be amazing. But even if he wasn't working at Black Tusk, I do hope Black Tusk use Captain Barbossa at their disposal, basically, and just talk to him and bounce ideas off him, because he does know what's happening, and he also has got a great idea of how things work and how things don't work and how things are going to go on. So Captain Barbossa would be awesome working at Black Tusk. But yeah, definitely use him as well, Black Tusk, because that's the man right there. But yo, I think that's it now. I think I've finished my wish list. No doubt there's tons of things I forgot and tons of things I didn't go into for whatever reasons, because I can't get a grip of how things would work on the next game or what the community like. But yo, that is what it is. Also as well, just to let you know, we'll leave a link in the description to Revolution Gaming. They've dropped loads of competitive Gears of War stuff from Big Bang V4, so go down and check that out. I'll leave a video in there, and then from there you can just subscribe to the channel and look at the stuff they've put up over the last like few days or whatever. So go check that out. And yo man, that's it. I'll leave Black Tusk forums in there as well. If anyone ain't signed up to Black Tusk forums, make sure you guys go down there and have your say as well, so check that out. And yo man, that's it. Much love and peace.